Hello. Okay, that's actually an okay angle for today. Welcome back to another stream. It is Mental Health Monday. We're gonna try another game for Hi Manu for Mental Health Monday. You know what? This has chickens singing Christmas songs. I think we're gonna try something else. I will set up the Not Gonna Lie as soon as we find a game. I feel like you guys are getting bored of How to Train Your Dragon, so I wanted to pick something a little different. If not, we will go right back. Hi guys. Welcome to what might be the last stream for a few days. Hi. I took a final this morning, and it was never getting bored of How to Train Your Dragon. Okay, thumbs up for How to Train Your Dragon, thumbs down for pick a new game. My feelings won't be hurt, I promise. Happy birthday! Maybe somebody will be nice and give you a sub? Alright, all the thumbs are up. Let's go back, guys. Okay. I'm gonna start our Not Gonna Lie. First of all, we know the Mental Health Monday tradition. I need an emoji that tells me how you all are feeling. So this might be the last stream for a couple days because I have to pack up everything and bring it all to Texas. I'm moving out. So we aren't gonna be here very long. And get who was that? Hi Nuri, I love you too. But it's okay, I won't be gone long. I just have to get this set up in a new house. No, guys, it won't be that long. Couple days max. Did my studying go well? Yes, that was an astronomical lock-in. I kid you not. I have never locked in that hard. I really did need to sleep that night. Because the next day I woke up and I was like, okay. And I set up everything. I took a final this morning and I aced it. I know I aced it. Because I spent all day studying every single question I was so sure about. I think I got the extra credit too. I'm not very worried about that class though. Yeah, of course there is. There's always somebody pretending to be me, and it's usually the same person. You can tell because I don't talk like that. Okay, well, I know there's not 12 of you. Who is that, and are they against gay people? Or are you just single? 86. Hey, guys. Welcome all 86 of you. We're about to get started. I had one more thing to say. Oh, it's the next final that I'm worried about. That final, I'm really good at my psych classes. Honestly, I'm really glad that I've taken just as many because even if communication doesn't work out, which it should, and I want it to, if that doesn't work out, I have a really strong psych path. I have 111% in the class right now. I took every opportunity to do well in that class. I also love the teacher and the content. Alright. Let us start our Not Gonna Lie. I just got a notification that Kate responded to Quinn's story. Small world. Okay. So, starting to pursue my dream and work in racing engineering. Tell me about that. What does that mean? Kaylin, you Twitch? Okay. Here we go. Where's my chat? It's taking longer than normal. Here we go. Okay, would somebody pretty please pin that so that we can get started with our Not Gonna Lie? Whoop. There we go. Got it. How do I pull the hose? What's your advice? You hear this a million times, but you gotta be yourself. I pulled Quinn while I was being ridiculous. Like, I pulled such a goddess being ridiculous. Thank you, Izzy. It was genuinely insane. I'm still shocked. All right, I'm very stressed about the exams in May that I need to pass to finish school. Do you have any advice on how to reduce stress? Okay. Yes, but only as of today, so perfect timing to ask that. If you're struggling with executive function, sleep. Take a nap. Take a break. I need you to, you're going to feel guilty for a minute, but you gotta say, for this amount of time, I'm not going to be working. I'm going to be sleeping. I'm going to be eating, doing whatever, resting. Don't go online. Don't scroll. Don't doom scroll, because that passes time that doesn't emotionally regulate you. So when you're doing that, that's just keeping you as stressed. But you can watch long form content. That works. I'm going to watch an episode of TV, or I'm going to meditate. Really, anything off screen is going to be best, or I'm going to go for a walk for this time. That is going to reset you. So do that. I had like a full breakdown before. Oh, look how cute Toothless is. I had like a full breakdown a couple days ago. I was texting him and I was like, I can't do it. I don't know why I can't do it. I can't make myself study and I'm so stressed. I can't do anything. I took a nap, and then yesterday I went to 3 cafes and a library and logged the fuck in. And it didn't even feel like that much work. It was so much easier. Good night. The other day, I felt like I wasn't controlling my body. Like if somebody else was making me walk, and it was like I was a ghost. I was watching how somebody else was making me move. I feel like I'm losing my mind. I need you to look into dissociative disorders, not DID, but like depersonalization and stress dissociation. No, kidnapping people's families never works. I literally didn't cough at all, and then I get on stream and it's like, here you go, sick. You're feeling sick? I was too, I'm sorry. I can't donate a kidney to my mom, and I'm trying to convince my siblings, like you said, but they said no and won't talk to me. I'm so sorry. I wish I knew how to help. Like that's like such a personal thing, and I'm so sorry. Like that's one of those situations where it's like almost impossible to make a difference from the outside because you're, related. I'm sorry. I don't think I could visit a hospital. I would leave without a kidney voluntarily. Every time somebody tells a story like that, my heart breaks. Depersonalization. Ask Quinn about that specifically because she actually has a depersonalization disorder. It's actually gotten a lot better since I've known her. I think a lot due to the fact that she's not actively, being traumatized by a relationship or by outward things. So that definitely helps. Being loved and regulated by other people and having community definitely helps. But depersonalization, I don't want to speak on something that I haven't experienced really. But what you're describing sounds exactly like what she describes to me. Okay. Toothless got a fish. Either one, Izzy. My friend has been an asshole lately. She calls me her little lesbian. You. Doesn't respect my boundaries, even though she knows I'm interested in another girl. So that's weird. And she is interested in you, even if she doesn't know it. That's really weird. Okay, I know how hard it is to, like, bring something up like that. Thank you, Izzy. I actually don't DM me. I am trying, even though you're one of my mods and like I trust you with that responsibility, I want to keep all of our conversations in public because you are so young. I really don't like DMing anyone under 18 privately. Sometimes I make exceptions, especially if it's people like I know or are really close with Quinn. Um, like I do make exceptions for that, but the younger you are, the more difficult that is. It's not because I don't trust myself, it's because appearances, that's not good. Help me protect everyone's safety. Okay. I am interested in though. So tell me, I'm not gonna lie. Did you guys hear? Okay. I about the crossing boundaries and the friend that's interested in you. Did you guys hear my story from yesterday on Quinn's stream, or should I rehash? Okay, rehash. Jade heard it. Okay. So I have this friend who I don't really hang out with much. Sorry, my nose. One second. Oh, yeah, sorry. That's my bad. I threatened everyone that I would steal their socks if they didn't reply to comments. Anyways, okay, so hi, Kim. I'm about to tell everybody, so you're just in time. Layla, I'm not sure that's the best way, but I support the enthusiasm. We don't really hang out that much. Quinn kind of hates her because she doesn't really respect boundaries. And Quinn was like, she's exploring her sexuality and you're the object of that. And I was like, I didn't want to believe that, but I kind of did, you know, because it matched up. It was a reasonable assumption. But I didn't really hang out. Nuri, I'm talking about my friend. Don't worry, you're here just in time. I haven't really gotten to the story part yet. This is just context. We don't really hang out that often. And so it wasn't often enough that I'm like, I need to set a boundary, a clear boundary with you and talk to you, because I don't, like, talk to her sometimes for weeks at a time. And so it never really came up again. I just figured she's exploring her sexuality, and I'm like, you know, some sort of crush for her. Like, I'm not going to send her any signals in that way. I'm going to, you know, just kind of avoid her if I can, because that's obviously not something I'm interested in. I'm very happily in a relationship, and I'm definitely not looking for somebody right now. And even if I was, she's so far from my type that I would have so many questions for myself. Anyways, that's just me saying I wasn't, even though it should be obvious, I was not asking for this in any way. There were absolutely zero signals for me. I was at dinner with another friend who I've been actually getting along with recently, who I didn't get along with sometimes before. And so I was really enjoying myself because for once we were getting along. There was a mutual respect. We were having a great time talking. And then we were like, well, the other friend should come because she's free. And we were like, okay. And so she showed up and grabbed my face and kissed me. Now, I was turned, so she kissed the side of my face when this happened. But if I wasn't turned, I don't know what would have happened. Because the reason she came was because we'd kind of guilted her with, I'm not going to be here long. I'm leaving the school in a couple days. Like, you're not going to have that many more opportunities to go to dinner with me. And so she was thinking about that and just decided to kiss me. And my other friend it was, at the time, I actually kind of was really uncomfortable and turned it into a joke because we'd been talking about, like, what the tiers of, like, bases are when you're, like, encountering somebody inappropriately. So you're talking, like, you know, the tiers. I'm not gonna I'm not going to elaborate because I don't know my audience right now. But I was like, that seems like kind of a tier 5 what just happened. And my other friend was like, can you hire a hooker to use her toothbrush? I was like, hey, so that's not okay. We need to be asking people before they kiss them. And my other friend was like, if that was me, if you'd done that to me, I would have punched you in the face. Why did you do that? And she goes, it was just an expression of emotion. I felt a lot of emotions. And I said, girl, if you were a man, what would that be? You would think that was assault if that was a man. And it kind of was. And I was like really uncomfortable for a while. I was like, that's not my business. You can express your emotions in your own time, or you can ask if you can hug me. Like, I would have said no to that, but you didn't give me a chance to say no to that, and that's kind of not okay. And then I said, you realize I'm going to tell my girlfriend about that, right? And then she got upset, because she didn't want it to be, like, a big deal. But she didn't, like, say, I'm super upset about that, but I could tell. Hi there. No, she knew it was my relationship. More than she knew it was I was in a relationship. She knew it was our 6-month anniversary. I told her that. Izzy, did you just accidentally call me on Instagram? She did. And so I was having a great day yesterday, and I was really disappointed that that's how it ended, because I was actually going to leave with somebody who I hadn't got along with as much on really good terms. And I was like, this is a great way to do this. I'm going to be sad I'm missing the city, but we spent some one-on-one time, and you know what? Everything is right with the world. And then that happened, and I was just like, That's when I got back from dinner, and I asked Quinn to mute and call me, if you remember, and that's what I was telling her. Where am I going? I'm going back to Texas for a little bit, and then I'm going to California. It's all right. It was just weird that I don't really feel, you know, if you know, I'm sorry that you know, but you know those like weird, messy, dirty feelings you feel after like you have unwanted physical touch. That's not there anymore now. It was yesterday, but it's not there anymore. So I'm recovered, because it wasn't that deep, but I don't know. I'm sad that that is going to be now my last impression of her as well. Anyways, let's get back to the not gonna lie. I feel so ugly all the time, and literally all my friends and everyone I've ever known says I'm super pretty without sounding like a pick-me, but I just don't feel it. Like, no matter, like, it's like no one will ever love me if I'm not pretty. I am feeling a little bit better. That I just have a cough now, and I'm a little congested. Feeling pretty is so subjective. Somebody I find, like, unless you're, like, literally, you know, somebody I find gorgeous, somebody else will find super ugly. Like, I like to use Zendaya as an example. Ever since I was, like, 4 years old, you understand the silence? I love you, Nuri. Ever since I was like 4 years old, I have loved Zendaya. I thought she was the standard. Like, the prettiest human being on the planet. If somebody was like, who's the prettiest human being on the entire planet? I would say Zendaya. Since I was like 4 years old, I knew Zendaya was pretty. I always believed that. Come to find out, now as an adult, there's a whole group of people who think that she's like aggressively ugly. And I thought that that was the one thing that everyone could agree on, is that Zendaya was absolutely gorgeous. But no. There's a ton of people who don't believe that. It's like somehow almost split halfway. So if you're ever feeling ugly, just know that there are people that think Zendaya is ugly. Like, seriously. There's no point to being insecure, because there's always going to be people who believe that you are ugly. There are always also going to be people who believe you are pretty. Like, I've never seen anyone who is not at least a little bit gorgeous. Even to me. And then I know that there are people on the complete opposite side of what I find attractive. So if I find somebody completely unattractive, I know there's a lot of people who are going to find that person really attractive. The modern beauty standard, first of all, is different based on where you are. But second of all, not based in any sort of personal or unique beauty. It's based in something that a lot of people will like, but no one will love. You know? And so, if you ask, well, what's pretty about... Let's just use a random AI model. Like, if you look up... I cannot say to her that she is pretty while you talk in nonsense. What? What's happening? What's happening? No. Well, bye-bye, whoever you were. Anyways. If you take a random AI model, they have a perfectly symmetrical face. They usually have big tits and a big butt, which, like, most people have a preference that isn't exactly that, by the way. It's like that's just the one size fits all. A beauty standard is a one size fits all, not something that is actually beautiful. Do you understand what I mean? Like, how do I... Like saying, I like freckles on people, and I really do. I think freckles are fucking adorable. I love freckles. I love it in the summer when Quinn has freckles. It's the most adorable, gorgeous thing. But the beauty standard is not freckles, because not everybody likes freckles. Not everybody will look at that and not be... Like, there are still people who will look at that and be like, that's ugly. Because if you have an opinion one way or the other, there are people who have another opinion. A beauty standard is something no one can really have an opinion about. So ignore it. You are uniquely beautiful, and no one else can have that. Do you believe in love at first sight? No, I believe in connection at first, like, at first meeting. I believe in connection. I don't believe in love at first sight. Love is based on a more full understanding. Thank you, Stephen, for the sub. Love is based on a more full understanding of who a person is, so you can't see somebody and love them. Now, there is an exception to that, which is children. You can look at children and immediately love them, because we are biologically programmed to protect younger generations so that our species survives. So your brain releases love chemicals when you see young children, because your brain needs you to protect them so that we can all survive as people. Those are the ones that have survived in the past. So that's the only exception. But like romantic love, no, I don't believe in that at first sight at all. Kaylin, it's going so well with the girl I told you about, but I really cannot take much more of my abusive parents. I don't know who you are. You did not sign that. I wish I knew. I have a friend that in the beginning of our friendship, she was so cool and like cared about me, you know, but now she's like cold and sees my messages and doesn't reply, or then replies very dry. So I don't know what this, because I missed the beginning. I know you missed the beginning, but it sounds like you need new friends. Like, you can't force someone to be friends with you, even if it's a shitty thing to do, to just like ignore someone, respond dryly, or just like ditch them without communicating. That's wrong. But you can't dwell on the fact that it's wrong and be righteous by accepting that abuse, you know? Oh, it was you. I feel like I can't ask for help because I'll be an attention seeker. So a lot of the times I talk to ChatGPT, which I know is really bad for the environment, but I feel like I can't talk to anyone else. Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Stephen. First of all, ChatGPT is one of the worst. If you're going to have a therapist that's AI, and I hate this, all therapists hate this, they speak against this, everyone speaks against this, I am totally against AI therapists. But if you have to have one, if you're not going to listen to any of us, don't pick ChatGPT. I am not innocent there. I have gone without therapists before I knew the dangers and impacts of AI. I actually did use an AI therapist. I had an AI companion, so somebody who it was basically to train it to learn off of my behaviors and learn how to help me. And I used character AI therapists. Don't do that. Don't. But I have to tell you, they're better than ChatGPT. You need an actual medical professional, because AI isn't actually, it doesn't actually know how to get you from point A to point B. Because if you don't know what point B is, if you don't know everything in there, it can't help you. Another sub, thank you so much. Like if I'm like, hey, I'm worried about this thing, AI is probably going to be something along the lines of, don't worry about it. Or if you're worried about it, here are some steps. Not, here's why that is. Goldscar, 5 subs. Thank you so much for 5 subs. W Goldscar. They can't see you as a person. They don't know your whole situation. It's harder to explain context to an AI, and AI generalizes everything. So when you eat that, you don't even realize is a generalizable thing. So like if I say, hey, my mom is abusive, the AI has like one thing that could mean, unless you tell it otherwise. This is just an example. This specifically might not be true, but this is an example of a bunch of things. So it only has like one thing that abuse could mean. So if you say, hey, my mom is abusive, the AI is going to then subconsciously learn your mom is slapping you in a closet every day. And that's it. That's all that's happening. And so you're going to talk about the emotions behind that, not knowing that the AI doesn't actually know what's happening. So you would have to then say, this is the emotion I feel, this is why, and this is abuse. And at that point, you are your own therapist. So don't trust it in the first place. Thank you for the gay bits. A new bed. I know, I tried to suggest music to you. I don't know if you saw me. Okay. What is your advice if you've just lost all your friends and don't know what to do? Advice on how to not blame myself. They made me the bad guy when I did nothing wrong. I would love to give you advice, but I need more context because that's kind of general. And I'm okay. In my advice, I'm just going to assume that all of that is true and you genuinely did nothing wrong. Because it doesn't benefit me to think you're a liar or anyone. If you genuinely did nothing wrong, I think that it is going to be a good thing to start fresh and look for new friends. Look for the patterns that kind of signified, hey, these people probably, I'm running away from the coins pretty well. They're not going to catch me. Oh, they did catch me. Like, this is why they turned out that way. And avoid people like that. It's not going to benefit you to dwell on them. I want to tell my sister that I used to SH, but I'm 4 months clean, but I don't know how to tell her. Any advice? Well, I'm really proud of you, even if you don't end up telling your sister. But Avery, you and everybody else, I don't think everybody here. I'm just kidding. That's not to not make you feel special. That's to make you feel less alone. Anyways, yeah, they weren't real friends, but you should start the conversation with, hey, this is good news. I've overcome something that you didn't know that I was fighting with. And I wanted to tell you because you mean a lot to me. So again, we're going to circle back to what I said a couple streams ago. The why you're telling them is important. If you don't know how to tell somebody something, look at why you're telling them and tell them that first. Okay? Start there, the rest will flow. I don't know how to tell my mom I'm gay, and I know she'll probably be supportive, but I don't know how to bring it up. Start with the why. Why you're telling her, hey, you are my mom, you mean a lot to me, and you're a big part of my life, and this is also a big part of my life, so I want to tell you this because I think that our relationship will be stronger if you know. And then she'll be like, well, what is it? I agree with all of those things. And then you have a green light, you know? Hi, I'm the girl with the homo dad for Friday. Gay bits, thank you. I don't know what that means. He got more homo. You mean homophobic? Okay, homophobic shortened to homo means homosexual. We were watching a series and there was a gay man and my dad was calling him horrible things and even said I'll shoot him if he doesn't shut up, blah blah blah. I'm scared in my house knowing he thinks that about LGBTQ. I think this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long battle that you're fighting, and it's not going to be over in a day. He's not going to magically accept you. I think that you should start with pointing out the flaws in his logic so that he'll question himself first. Definitely start with, hey, maybe we shouldn't talk like that about people who aren't hurting us, you know? Maybe that person just wants to live their life, and you should too. You know, defend other gay people before you defend yourself. And that's like kind of like a stepping block. But that one might take years. Me and my girlfriend have been together a month and a bit now, and I love her, and I've tried to show her. She's gotten like I love her, and I've tried to show her, but she's gotten like 3-4 people asking if I still like her, and I keep telling her I do, but it's happening too much. It's making me feel like she doesn't want to be with me. She's trying to make me say no so she can leave. It's weird. And I think next time somebody asks, be like, hey, here's a question. Do you like me? Because I like you, and I've been pretty vocal about that. Do you like me? because that's just as important. You're not the one on trial. No one's on trial. No one should be on trial. But you don't have to be the only one. If she's going to question you, you can question her. And if she is just waiting to leave, leave. I often lash out at my younger sister, and I really hate it, but she just won't stop pissing me off. I feel like shit for shouting at her, and I always feel so insanely guilty when I hit her. Hit her? I'm a horrible older sister, and I distance from her myself a lot, so I don't lash out on her. I think that you really need a bonding activity. Because, yes, you are an abusive older sister, especially if you're physically hitting her, but you're not irreparable. Your sister does deserve a sister who doesn't do that. I need you to do two things. Communicate with her what she's doing that's making you react that way. It does not excuse your behavior, but if you can work together as a team to help you not react in this way, it's going to be even better. So no, you shouldn't have reacted that way. But it doesn't mean that neither side is innocent, you know? One side is worse, but neither side is innocent. And so if you're both trying, then that's going to help a lot more. And I think that you also just really need a bonding activity, something that you'll both enjoy doing, so that there's no risk of, like, there's less risk of you getting pissed off if you're both loving what you're doing. Jesus, there's a lot of you. Okay. I take a look at my Twitch recap, and I only have 192 hours in your stream, but that 192 hours were the best of my life because I meet so many awesome people, you included. Manu. That's so sweet, Manu. Aww. Everybody spam. Love you, Manu. I feel really, really alone, and I feel like my friends don't care about me. I'm sorry. I've been there. I have. I have felt alone. I have felt forgotten. I have felt unloved, and it is sadly a common thing. You are not alone. You are not alone in the feeling. You are not alone in the world. There are so many people in this world, and just because, like, you physically could not have met enough people for you to be 100% the problem here. You have not found your people yet, but that does not mean you should stop. You should absolutely keep going. Okay? Things will get better, even if you feel alone. Reach out to your friends, tell them how you're feeling, or put yourself in a place where you can make new friends. And tell people that you're looking to make new friends. People, if you communicate with people, people are super open to that. If somebody, obviously I have to be a little bit more careful now, otherwise I would have like 400 friends and I can't keep up with that many. But, because I'm on the internet. But if somebody had come up to me a couple years ago and been like, hey, I'm really looking to make new friends. I haven't made any recently, and I've been feeling kind of alone, and I was, wanting to connect with some people, and I think we have this in common. You want to hang out? I'd be like, you know what? Hell yeah. Any decent person would. How do you know? Ask the girl if I like is straight or not. Ask her what she thinks of gay music. See if she sings the boy part in boy-girl duet songs, and then show her pictures and be like, rate scale of 1 to 10, and she'll probably tell you, I'm not really into that. For one of them, start with men, or ask about her past relationships. Love your OG squad. I genuinely dislike my family a lot. Literally, all my family is homophobic and racist. Yikes, what a combo. They don't know I'm gay. And that was not for homophobic and racist people. That was for Layla because she was doing eyes and hearts, and that's what I'm doing back. I hate that I read those and then immediately went homophobic and racist. No, this is for Layla. Bad. It is bad to be both homophobic and racist. They don't know I'm gay, and I'm scared that they will find out. My father is abusive and is even worse than everyone. I don't want to know them anymore. Why can't they just love me without judging anything? I'm so sorry. That is the worst feeling. Because, and it's even worse when you see people who aren't even in those circumstances. Hands off, that's my hand heart. It's adorable. I don't know. I've never understood it. I was raised in a Christian household with, in a cult school that, like, condemned gay people to the max. Like, as much as could be accepted in today's society without people actively writing at their door in Texas, of all places. So extremely homophobic. Even I knew, hey, that's a little silly. That's a little off. And this was before I even knew I was gay. I didn't have feelings for anybody at the time. I was like, that's a little ridiculous. I don't know why I would ever hate somebody for kissing a girl. I mean, it doesn't irk me. For the same reason that it doesn't irk me when a girl kisses a guy. Sometimes I pretend it does, for fun, because I like making fun of straight people as a joke. As, like, reparations for myself. But it doesn't actually, obviously. All love is beautiful. I don't care who shares it. It's not my business. Why is everybody so uptight? It's their fault for... I feel like, honestly, if you have a homophobic family, you should be like, hey, why are you spending so much time thinking about what other people do in the privacy of their own home in their bedrooms? Do you think about that with everybody? Like, when somebody is like, here's my boyfriend, are you immediately, like, picturing them having sex and being, and approving or disapproving? Because that's kind of what you're doing to gay people, and it's a little weird. It's not what I do. People are like, this is the person I love, and I'm like, cool, glad you found somebody you're bonded to, not, I wonder what that looks like. And then I have feelings about it. That's really less than not my business. That's like anti-business for me. Those aren't thoughts that I have a right to, honestly. Even though they're in my own head. That's like kind of, it's creepy. Those are creepy thoughts. Now, I understand if you've been raised to think about it. That's different, so don't shame yourself. But I think it's creepy to be a grown-ass adult and still judging people like that. If I knew that at, like, 14, I expect the average adult to know that by 20, you know? Yellow's here? Hi, Yellow. How are you feeling? I think I have depression, but I don't know how to say it. Like, I stopped to feel, you know? Like, I stopped to feel, you know? I do know. Hi, Yella. And I'm sorry. And that sucks. And it's the weirdest thing, too. Because you remember how it feels to feel things, but it feels pointless now, and that's all you feel. And that's so... Like, that's such a crazy switch. Because without certain chemicals in your brain, you only see the logical outcome of nothing. But we weren't meant to be like that. Like, in all honesty, you're wrong because life is subjective. There is a point to things. I did read that said Kaylin is a Fortnite god. Was that you? Thank you for that, if so. I don't know. It's really hard to switch those chemicals back on. Because you need them. For there to be a point to things, you need to be able to make that point of things. And to be able to make a point of something, to be able to create purpose, you need to have a will to live and create purpose. So it's a cycle. Like it's so objectively, if there is a point to something, first of all, you likely put it there. And second, you can only put it there if you're capable of putting it there, but you're not capable of putting it there if you don't believe there's a point there. So it goes around in this vicious cycle until you finally are able to turn on those chemicals again, which is the worst. And I'm sorry, and I know that takes time. My Wi-Fi is maybe really spotty. The world is just like disappearing as we know it. Maybe I'll wait here for a sec. You've been lurking? Hi, Axel. Can somebody please help Axel? How do you know, whoa, please, how do I, if I'm bi or lesbian, I'm guessing this, how do I know if I'm bi or lesbian? I have a boyfriend. Wait. Just got a notification. Nara, did you just give me a headlamp? Are you in stream? Somebody just bought me a Christmas present. It's a headlamp. Thank you so much. I was looking for it. I was looking forward to getting one. It's very sweet. Now I have to cough. Ugh. How do I know if I'm bi or lesbian? I have a boyfriend, but honestly, I don't know if I like boys, and it's been stressing me out much. Please help. Okay. In my own experience, in my own experience with people who I've always known are bisexual, and are still bisexual to this day, bisexuals, the controller or the clock, your pick. I love them both. I would love them both. That is very generous, and I'm so grateful for you guys. First of all, yes, you can be bi and have a preference. Second, most bi people don't feel like they're missing out if they end up with a man. Like, if you're bi without a preference and you like men, usually you would be happy with a man, you know? Like, I thought I was bi. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about it, Manu. You don't need to worry. I'm never gonna DM you and be like, where's my gift? My best friend recently started hanging out with other people, which is fine. And today we were talking, and I was being myself, and she said, yeah, this is why I left you. It sounds like you actually dodged a bullet. God. I'd feel like jumping off a bridge if somebody said that to me. Yeah, this is why we're not friends anymore. And you're just being yourself? I'm so sorry. That's so fucked up. Does Quinn still get tics because I have them and they're starting to get worse and it's actually starting to be exhausting? Quinn, I actually don't know. I haven't noticed them in a while. She used to a lot. Manu, I'm not gonna dictate that for you. I would feel too guilty trying to dictate. Here's my thing about gifts of all kinds. I feel very guilty asking for them. If you give them, I will be overly grateful, but I'll be very hesitant to commit to any answer if you're like, should I do this? I'll be like, if you want to, or on a very cocky day, or not cocky, but just on a very like fun day, I'll be like, maybe you should. But other than that, I'm not gonna tell you yes. I will react strongly when I know if it's happening or not. You know? I have a crush on my best friend and I don't know how to tell her. So that's kind of a stereotype. Who falls in love with their best friend? God. Couldn't be me. Let's see. In my experience, it's really good if you build something in Minecraft. Tell her if you think she has feelings for you. If you think she doesn't have feelings for you, it's just kind of a weird thing to bring up, in my opinion. Like, you could, like, soft launch it. One time, my best friend soft launched it, and I played dumb like I didn't know she was talking about me. And then 8 months later, a baby came out. No, I'm kidding. 8 months later, Manu sub, thank you, Manu. I accepted that I was probably gay, and then we kissed. This wasn't Quinn, this was when I was 16. Thank you, Manu. How do you feel about people who say they have a disability just because of one symptom, even if they haven't gotten a diagnosis? I mean, it really depends on the symptom. Like, if somebody is like, sorry, I have ADHD, sometimes I forget where I put stuff. That's not really... Give me a sec. Sorry, gang. That was my sweet mates coming to check in and see if we were, seeing how we could collaborate on cleaning. Anyways, the symptom is like, if I forget where I put stuff sometimes, I have ADHD and I'm disabled. That's not really a disability if that's the only symptom. But, like, if your symptom is, I don't know what's real or not real, and I genuinely have hallucinations, that is a disorder. So I feel like the level of debilitating, if it's not diagnosed, you could count it. Around 50% of self-diagnoses are accurate. And that's including all of the ones on Discord and that are teenagers. So I tend to lean towards trusting people, unless I realize that they don't have an understanding of what the disability or disorder is. Like if they have a misunderstanding of what they're describing, not their symptoms, but the actual definition of the disorder, that's when I'm like, I don't know if you have that. Nuri, what? I'm sorry, what is happening? Yeah, but sorry for just burping straight into the mic. This might be a shorter stream. I still do need to study for a final I have in the morning and start packing. So I have a couple more things I need to do, but it's not going to be like an hour like it was yesterday. It'll be longer than that. Okay. Me and my girlfriend have been dating 4 months, and I want to have our first kiss, but I don't know how to, like, initiate it. 4 months and no kiss? I mean, props to you. I didn't wait that long. I waited like 10 seconds. Maybe you guys are long distance. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's not really my business. Everyone has their own preferences, and I don't care. But anyways, I don't know why I said props to you. It's not a bonus if you're waiting. Whatever. Manu, what did they do? Initiated by asking for consent. There is nothing sexier than somebody going, hey, so I really like you, and I really love you. How would you feel if we tried this? It's okay to say no. Whatever you're comfortable with, I'll be right here, no matter, and be sure it's not pushy for somebody. If this person happens to be traumatized in any way, be sure to let them know you're staying right here. And what, Kim? I haven't seen any private messages from you. Be sure to let them know you're staying right here if they say no. So how I would present that is, hey, do you want... We'll watch T's Consent is T at the end of stream. Because I think I already did that one. Here's how I would. Hey, I really love you. Do we want to try this? How far do we want to take it? No matter what you say, this is just a conversation. It's okay. You can back out at any time. You can change your mind. I just want to know what we're feeling right now, both of us. And no matter what you say, I'm going to stay right here. How I love you is not going to change. Nothing's changing. This isn't a need. This is a question. It depends on what we're both comfortable with. I want to be comfortable too. So let's figure this out together. You're a team. Remember that. You're a team. Hey, Kaylin, there are some things I really need to say. I've been in your and Quinn's streams for about 6 months now, and you two are such a big part of my life, and you and Quinn changed my mind and my life so much. I don't know where I would be or who I would be without you two. Thank you guys so much, Manu. Manu, you leave such sweet messages. I'm just scrolling through all the not gonna lies, and then sometimes there's just a sweet one from Manu, and it makes my day. I got a job as an assistant receptionist at a karting place, meaning I can come in early, warm up the karts, talk to mechanics, etc. You guys hear that? Everybody hearing this? Okay. A step closer to learning for maybe a future career. Picking my GCSs soon. I don't know what that is. As well, and achieving high in what I need for that future. Well, I'm proud of you, Izzy. I feel so much for my sport. It makes me so happy, and I feel so good while doing it. But my friends at practice are always leaving me out and talking shit about me, and it makes me so sad that the one thing that I love gets ruined by my friends. Those aren't your friends, honey. Those are dicks with friend suits on. I'm sorry. Never let them take it from you. Please try to talk to them. Damn, Manu. Who is hanging around you that just feels comfortable insulting all of the above? Those are dicks with friend suits on. With my depression, I have good days and empty days. I feel like the empty days are coming more often. I don't know how to open up very well because I was kind of told to stuff it down, and I'm learning that is hard, and I think it's affecting some of my friendships when I can't express. I'm sorry. I know. I know how that feels. I genuinely do. I wasn't even necessarily told to shove it down, but I was forced to because I was putting myself in a position that was the caretaker instead of, you actually said good girl instead of goose girl. That's really funny. And I'm sure some of you can relate to being in a caretaker role instead of being able to feel your own feelings. And having not only to learn not to focus on everybody else, but to actually let out what you've caged because you invalidated it in yourself and just let it form a little black hole. That's hard. But learning to talk about it in the ways, like using, this is why art is so important. Expressive art is important, and I think if you don't know how to express it, try everything. Sculpt what you feel, paint what you feel, even if you can't paint. I can't paint, but I've done works of art that are just raw emotion. It's in writing too. I know that one's a hard one because you have to have the vocabulary for it, but there are so many art forms, and that can really help you. What's my favorite watch? Like wristwatch? Or like TV show? I'm the person with the friend who doesn't respect boundaries, so she claims to be straight, but she keeps clinging to me and it makes me really uncomfortable. Like one time she kissed my forehead over and over again, and it was sweet but made me uncomfortable. Yeah, it's always sweet but uncomfortable. It's just an expression of emotion. Kaylin. Yeah, you definitely need to set up that boundary with her. You have to speak up for yourself, otherwise she won't stop. Yeah, there's not really an excuse for that. I have a Rubik's Cube tournament tomorrow. The variety we all have in our hobbies. And I'm nervous because I've been training for ages, and my highest score is to solve a 3x3 in 3x3 is 4.32 seconds, and I feel that it's not fast enough. What? That's not fast enough? I don't think I've ever really solved the Rubik's Cube that wasn't kind of simple. And again, I haven't really tried throughout my life. I wasn't that into Rubik's Cubes from the start. Yeah. Most people can't do it at all. That's actually really fucking impressive. Please help. Hello, I'm here. I think I'm a lesbian, and I've always been bi, and I have a boyfriend, but I don't think I like boys, so please give me advice. Okay, so from your last message, which I think you left before I answered it, this one's slightly different. It starts with, please help. I think I'm a lesbian, not how do you tell if you're bi or lesbian. I have a boyfriend, but I don't think I like boys. Instead of saying I don't know if I like boys. It sounds like you know the answer and you're waiting for me to confirm it. And if sorry, I'm hearing my neighbors and my mom is texting me. Yeah, it sounds like you don't like boys and you need to break up with your boyfriend. Having this many questions about your sexuality and not knowing if you're into your boyfriend is enough reason to break up with him, even if he's a great person. The other day, I went back to when there was a bunch of political events going on before, like, Trump was president the second time. And this is a little bit irrelevant, but I was just reminded. I went back in my text messages and looked at all my debates as like a 14-year-old. In my cult school, I was already debating, and I was eating. And I just wanted everybody to know that I'm a retired debate diva, because even I was shocked at how well-spoken I was at that age about current events that had just happened too. It was my pride and joy. And if you want, I'd be happy to read some at another time. I don't want to take up your mental health time for this, but it's worth a listen, because I was a child, and it's pretty impressive for a child in a cult surrounded by people who don't agree. What's mooting? Please, 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 in the spirit of being spiteful to that horrible moment and being watch consent is tea. It's mental health related. Please, please, please. Hope you're feeling better. Lorb Kim. We will watch Consent is Tea at the end. Lorb, you too. You're really funny. I hate it when people touch me. It makes my body feel gross. That's okay. Some people are like that, and some people are a little bit traumatized, and that's why they're like that. Some people are just like that because it's their personality. Either way, it's completely up to you in your life how much people touch you. At least it should be. In all circumstances. There's no real exception. Like, there's nothing you could say where it's like, well, I have to give my relatives a hug. No, you don't. They're gonna live. And you're gonna feel... What's worse, you feeling yucky for the rest of the night, or them not getting a hug? There's other people to hug. Find a partner who feels the same way. You're golden for the rest of your life. Wonky. First of all, eyes. I mean, yeah, it's damage, but it's not as valuable as a lot of other organs. You could sell those for way more. I know I do this every not gonna lie, but you actually have helped me so much, and I'm really grateful that I found you. From JK Dopey. I love you. I love all of you. I need help. I think I'm a lesbian, and I've always thought I was bi. And I have a boyfriend, but I don't think I like him. Please help me, Kaylin. This message has evolved even more to be, please help me, Kaylin. I don't think I like him. Break up with your boyfriend. What are some sports in the world that you would not consider a sport? Croquet. What's that one, like shuffling on the ice? What's that one where you're just hobby horsing? Not a sport. Um, I think rodeo is considered a sport, but that might just be because I'm from Texas. You see how hard you train? And the horses? The horses train harder than you. Sweeping, that one. I guess that's true. Well, okay. We didn't say what's a moral sport. We said what is a sport. I think that still is a sport, even if it shouldn't be. Bullfighting should not. I mean, okay, bullfighting is technically a sport, but I disagree with that one way more. I hate bullfighting. Um, shouldn't be a sport. Fishing. Fishing shouldn't be a sport. I don't think hunting should be a sport. Or curling. Golf is borderline. How many times have you ridden a horse and do you enjoy it? Well, I'm from Texas, so I grew up riding. I'm very comfortable in a saddle. I do enjoy it. I love I love horses though, and I love them enough that I don't take joy rides, you know? Like there are a lot of companies that so I tend to only ride when there's an opportunity that I know won't impact the horse much, you know? So when I took Quinn horseback riding, I took her to a place that I know has, first of all, a ton of horses. Second is family owned. So it's not like a place that where the horses are taken on tours day in, day out. They occasionally offer trail rides on occasion. Like it's they're not always offering trail rides. They It was two horses. They measure based on experience. You have to. We groomed our own horses afterwards, you know. Well, okay. I groomed both horses, and Quinn pet the barn cat. And they were very local. But if somebody's like, "Let's go riding horses," like I hate carriage rides. What's the point? Make a horse walk down a street so you can hear that clippity cloppity. Put in your earbuds, listen to the ocean, and walk down the street. Take a taxi. Something that doesn't have to walk for you and can't sit. That horse is gonna die on the New York City streets. I'm gonna call out New York specifically. That horse is gonna die on those streets. So what? You could look at the tower slower? Yeah, I only ride horses that are treated well. Don't support businesses that don't support their working animals. But I know how to fully take care of a horse because every time I took a lesson or rode, it was always my job to fully groom that horse, clean out its feet, give it a bath. I've given many horses full baths. I know how to do it. I know which parts of the horse are very sensitive that you should only brush in the direction of the fur. I know a lot about horse care, and I've never owned a horse just because it was a priority to make sure that those horses were well taken care of. And I was like 9 years old putting on the tack myself. Oh, that's cool, Gray. Blackjack. I greatly appreciate you and Quinn for everything you've done to impact my life, and I'm so happy for the both of you. Congrats on 6 months. Thank you. My friends... Sorry, I hear people. My friends? My friends fat shame me as a joke, and I tell them to stop, and I can never tell when they're joking or being for real. I've always been self-conscious since I was 6, and I don't think it will ever change. I'm scared it will eat me alive, and I can't escape it ever. How can somebody find me pretty if I can't? Well, first of all, your last point is awful. A lot of people find people pretty who have never even looked at themselves in the mirror and smiled. But other than that, I'm so sorry. I know what body issues are like, and I feel so much empathy. Yeah, first of all, drop your friends. You only get one vessel in this life, and you only get one life. There's no point in hating it. The more you hate it, the more you compare, the more you're going to hate it, and the more you hate it, the less happy you're going to be. But if you don't hate it, if you decide to love it, what's the worst that can happen? If you decide this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, and everyone else can deal with it, what are you actually not going to get from hating it? Like, from not hating it. You think having body issues is going to change your body? No. Having body issues is just going to deter you and others from, like, it's gonna kill your confidence, and that's all. First of all, the only reason you should be changing your body is for health reasons. And second, I'm just gonna say this again, there's no point. There's no point to hating it. And you deserve somebody who would love it, so don't settle for anybody who would want you in a different form. Your options might be larger, but they won't be better. That's actually a really important point. Your options for whatever you think your body should be, if you looked like that, you would have more options, maybe, depending on what you think. This is very general. I'm just assuming that your body issues are to look more like the standard. But you might have more options, but you will not have better options. Especially inwardly. I've been struggling with eating for the past year, and I've kind of suggested to my mom that I don't think this is normal, but all she does is brag to other family members and friends about how much weight I lose every month. I can go days without eating, and I'm not sure what to do. First of all, your weight, unless it's a health concern, should be none of your mother's business. That's really weird. Like, really weird. 8? Wow. I felt like that before too, Manu. Cortisol. Look it up. Can impact so much. No, yeah, having a flat stomach as a woman is not normal. It's not. Look, I've had a flat stomach before. I'm gonna tell you all this and be vulnerable with you because okay. I make mistakes so that sometimes you don't have to. And it wasn't because of that originally, no, but I hope this can help you so that it wasn't for nothing. I'm going to tell you 2 things because that reminded me of something else. I've had a flat stomach before. I've had whatever the dream stomach, minus the abs. I did not have abs at this point because I didn't eat enough to have abs. Because you can't have a flat stomach with abs without a lot of help from lighting, editing, or something else. Find me a normal, well-lit stomach that has that. You can't. But I had a flat stomach, and I still cried. Because no matter how you look, first of all, you're going to tell yourself, well, I can do even more. And then secondly, you are going to be so ill. Because yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't feel good at all in anything you do. You are going to be breaking out. Your immune system is shit. You can't fight off anything. Your back will hurt because if you don't eat, your back hurts. You will have headaches all the time. Is the Instagram photo worth it? No. No. You will lose yourself completely. Don't do it. Don't set up like body goals for yourself that aren't health related. You know what? Actually, I take that back. Oh yeah, your body will start eating itself. You will lose muscle and stomach lining, and you can't really get that back easily, and you will have health problems for the rest of your fucking life. My grandmother's in her 60s. She was anorexic as a teenager, and she still faces so many hundreds of health problems from that. Also, what was I saying before? Before I went on that, what was 2 seconds ago? Does anyone remember? Stomach lining but before that, there's just so much wrong with it. You will not be mentally healthy, you will not be physically healthy, and you might get a good picture. Maybe. You really willing to put the rest of your, like, everything else in your life on the line for a picture? Or even for a summer? Hot girl summer? Or whatever that is, so that in person, all of your friends will see how flat your stomach is? First of all, if your friends are with you so that because you have a flat stomach, you're hot, or because you look good in pictures, that's gay. And it's not even, because actual gay people don't care. But your friends shouldn't be friends with you because of how your stomach looks. And if you're trying to impress somebody who you're actually romantically interested in with something that's not sustainable for your own body, which it isn't, because you will die, whether that's early because you did this, or now because you're doing this, it's not sustainable. Would you really do that so that somebody could go, whoa, that's impressive? One time? Don't sacrifice yourself for other people like that. It's disgusting. My best friend has been abusing me for years now. Drop her. She hits me all the time and touches me when I never want her to. Drop her. And I don't see her anymore because we're long distance, but I'm genuinely terrified. I don't know how to leave her, but I feel terrible every day, and I don't know how to live without her. Drop her. Stop talking. Ghost. Disappear. Since you're long distance, what's she gonna do? Or you could, have an honest conversation with her. Push-up number 25. You could have the honest conversation with her that's like, hey, I have boundaries that you keep crossing. And if she doesn't respect that, then she deserves a block. Life sucks right now. My parents hardly pay attention to me, and I'm just trying to figure out my sexuality, and I'm just scared, like I have no friends. Lacey, you have us. And I'm sorry that during a crucial point in your life that this is what's happening. You are not alone in that, and there are so many people here who are going through that. And I really hope you connect with some of them. Guys, it's our evolving lesbian again. I've always been bi, and I think I'm a lesbian, and I have a boyfriend, and I'm starting to think I don't like boys. Whenever I date a man, I have trouble committing, and I feel weird, and it feels wrong. When I date a girl, it feels right, and I don't have a problem with the relationship. It sounds like you might be the first letter of the alphabet mafia here. What? Who's saying stupid question? What? Nuri? What was the question? Oh, I'm sure it wasn't, but I was like, that's so uncharacteristic of Nuri to talk to somebody like that. I was so confused. I feel kind of trapped where I am in my Christian community that I've grown up in, but I'm not old enough to go far enough away and travel yet, especially since this year I've discovered I like girls and I can't tell anyone. I think you should debate everyone. That's exactly what I did. And I got a lot of backlash for it, but it felt so good. Bring as many people into, like, enlighten as many people as you can. I don't want to say bring as many people into the truth as you can, because that sounds like I'm telling you to evangelize people, exactly what we're trying to avoid. But if you just make people question themselves, you know? Make people question what they believe and why they believe it. And hopefully they come to the same conclusion. Oh, stop hitting me. Even though after I asked them, my siblings cut me out. Yours and Quit's streams make me feel like someone will always listen to me and care enough to respond. Always. We really do love you guys. It's not something we're faking. I'm not doing it for attention. I'm not doing it for money. Although these things are great, but they're not why. I really care about you guys. And I 100% want the best for you. And as long as I possibly can, I will be doing things just like this for you guys. Yeah, Gray, me too. I feel like if we had like 5,000 people here, it'd be a nightmare. It's weird to tell people, no, I'm not doing my job for money. But it's true. It's not why I started. It's not why I'm here. Guys, it's our evolving lesbian once again. I'm bi, and I think I'm lesbian, and I have a boyfriend, so I'm confused. Please help me. Because in relationships with men, I'm uncomfortable, and I have commitment issues, and I'm starting to think I am, in fact, a lesbian, but I sometimes seek male validation. Who are you? Please come in the chat so we can just tell you you're gay. I see you slowly turning more and more into the, oh no, I'm a lesbian, what do I do? Instead of, how do I know? If you're still here, we're not laughing at you because we think you're dumb. We've just all been there. And we're just seeing it in real time. It's awesome. Jade, would they be comfortable if we knew who they were? Oh, okay. My sister shows it that she doesn't like me and she always shouts it's my fault. And she can't wait to move out, but it just hurts me so bad because I'd be alone in the house and she's all I have and she doesn't even know it. My heart. I have a little sister that I had to move out on too. I just pictured you as my little sister. That... My heart. We can be your big sisters here if she doesn't want to be, but I think you need to tell her that. I think that maybe knowing that, would make her treat you a little bit differently. I kind of want to start streaming on Twitch. I don't know how to tell my parents, though. They don't want me showing my face online. I'm not a kid, by the way. I'm a minor, but not a small child. Okay. So you're gonna hate what I'm about to say, but you actually are a kid. Which is why your parents can dictate whether or not you have your face online. And right now, I know you're gonna be like, I'm not a little kid, but in like 10 years, you're gonna be like, wow, I was such a kid at 17. Anyways. When you start streaming, you don't have to show your face. When I started streaming, I didn't show my face because I didn't have a camera. I thought I had a camera that worked, but I didn't. The camera I bought didn't work. And thanks to Layla, I have a camera. I still had people watch because, like, your face isn't the only thing that matters. So I think it's okay. Just don't be safe. Like, follow your parents' wishes for yourself online. It is truly a dangerous place. Quinn doesn't tell you everything that happens to her as a streamer. It seems like she has it easy sometimes, and it's like, oh, everybody, she just has a good time online, and that's all there is to it. It's not, and it's sometimes really hard because people on the internet are constantly either comparing you, hating you, creating fake images of you, pretending to be you. And sometimes they're creating 40 fucking point PowerPoint presentations. And sometimes they're old men asking to see pictures of your feet and you're receiving pictures of their genitals. And that's not like sometimes, that's like once a week. So before you disobey your parents and their internet rules, know that they are right. I don't know how they found... There are currently people pretending to be both me and Quinn. Watch out for them. It'll be pretty easy to tell, but maybe not immediately. Not at first glance, but if you, like, look at the account or how they talk, then you'll know. The evolving lesbian copied and pasted again. This is a different one, though. My girlfriend is struggling a lot, and I want to help her, but she doesn't talk about it, even if I say it's okay to talk. And my friend overheard her say she doesn't like to talk about it. Talk to me about it specifically, and I don't know why. She might feel like it's too vulnerable to talk to you about it, because you, first of all, are her girlfriend, and so she knows she has to let you in completely if she's going to let you in. Like, you're not like her friends where she can just, drop some hints that she's not doing okay and say, I don't want to talk about it, and they'd be like, okay. You're her girlfriend. If she's like, hey, I'm not okay, you're gonna want the whole story and you're gonna want to help. So it's a lot more of a commitment to tell you, which is not saying she shouldn't tell you. She should. And especially if it's affecting how she's treating you, whether or not that means she has to be more absent or it's affecting her moods, she does need to tell you. But the reason why is that she probably feels like it's more of a commitment. I have a business presentation tomorrow and I have no slides or script prepared. I don't know what you're doing on stream. You should definitely be preparing that. Everyone around me calls me Porky and makes me not want to eat and come to school. My grades are dropping and my physical and mental health are really bad sometimes and I can't get out of bed. I have a condition and it just makes me bigger and I hate it why can't I just be normal? Okay, so people suck. That is... Have a good night or day, Manu. So that's actually so strange and awful. I don't think there's any amount of comfortable someone could be with the nickname that would make me willingly call them Porky. Especially unironically. They are the gross ones, not you. That's... Like, I wish sometimes bullies could see themselves from the background, because they justify it so easily. Like, bullies are gonna justify themselves. But seriously? They deserve to be slapped. I wish I could send you some PR, but I live in a different country and I don't have enough money to send you some snacks. I love you so much, though. I wish I could send you some snacks. Aw, I love you too, whoever you are. I wish you could send me snacks too, but it's okay. I don't expect that. Like, that's obviously a very big privilege to receive, and I know that it's not cheap to do either. Like, I get it. Don't worry. Ah. Huh. How do you found mask women? Okay. Here's the situation. Everybody's like, there's a mask shortage. There is kind of a mask shortage, because for a long time, newly gay women, or just regular gay women, typically feminine gay women, treated masculine women like men instead of like women, because we are women. And so, oh, you know what? I really thought we were gonna go a full day without my TV turning off, but it's okay, I can still talk. And so they didn't treat them very well because they weren't being treated like girlfriends. They were being treated like boyfriends. So like it's like being a man without the benefits of the patriarchy. It's not fun. And weren't being treated very well, which also says something for how maybe we treat men. So I think that is something that needs to be studied too. But other than that, masks kind of looked at each other and were like, well, these women aren't really, it's not working. Why isn't it switching the input? I'm really upset. Where's my remote? That is supposed to work every time. This is annoying. I have to find the fucking thing. And so they were like, you know who does treat women right? Other masked lesbians. And so then Mask for Mask was born. Where the hell would I have put that? Oh, it's up there. Is it working? That's so irritating. Okay. Masks with straps will fall from the ceiling. Mask for Mask was born. And then for like the past 10 years, they started dating each other. And so there was a mask shortage for femmes. And you'll see that the only people complaining about there being a mask shortage are femmes. But also, okay, know that I'm talking about this with labels that I don't really agree putting on people, but I'm answering a question in the same way that it was asked so that it will be easier to comprehend for the people who asked it, not me buying into the label, okay? I need that to be understood for a lot of questions that I answer. Just because my answer makes sense to you doesn't mean I agree with the way that it's being presented, you know? Okay. Anyways. So, what you want to find is a non-toxic masculine woman, which is a little bit also harder. So, like, a soft mask. And I hate to toot my own horn, but kind of like me, golden retriever energy, but also, you know, not toxically masculine. So expect some of that back. Because you're looking for a girlfriend. You're not looking for a boyfriend. And you're not looking for, you know, a fuckboy. Get a neurodivergent one, sure. Why not? Also, if you're looking to find one, make the first move. If you find one, seriously, make the first move. No one is more paranoid about seeming creepy than masculine women. Because they all know how creepy it is when people cross boundaries. Oh, wrong button. I need more in-person friends because I do online schooling because I was bullied for being gay and for my safety. I'm so anxious, awkward and anxious, and I'm kind of lonely because my two best friends are my best friend and my ex-girlfriend who cheated on me, who I don't really talk to anymore. So, yeah, you shouldn't be friends with your ex, first of all. But, yeah, talk to Gray. Get involved in the community is what I can say. Other than that, Gray, take it away. It's our evolving lesbian once again. I'm bisexual, but I think I'm a lesbian. Please help! I don't know what to do. I have a boyfriend, but whenever I date a man, I feel uncomfortable and weird, but dating a woman feels so natural to me. But I seek male validation, which is confusing. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you for the sweet messages. It's not easy to drop friends. The right advice that I'm giving you is not necessarily easy advice, no. I'm not going to give you, like, here's what to do if you don't want to do anything but have a problem and need it solved. I'm going to tell you how to solve it, not how to wish harder. I need the most generational lock-in to happen soon. I have so much work to get done in 2 more weeks. I'm scared I'm not going to be able to finish it all. You know what? I believe in you. Get the right amount of sleep, because that is going to impact both how you see it and how you do it. And with that, I also need to take an astronomical lock-in, because I need to study for an exam I have first thing in the morning. So I think that will be all for us today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon. And if I see you tomorrow, I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow. I might see you tomorrow, but odds are low. I love y'all though. I'll see you soon as I can. Bye, guys.